Hello there, my name is Mooseman, and today I will be informing you of whether you should play, wait, or avoid the VR rhythm game Soundboxing. As always, we will be looking at gameplay, aesthetics, future potential, and value before making our final verdict on the release version of Soundboxing. While I've been gone from YouTube for the past few months, I have not been gone from playing a wide variety of rhythm games, so when Soundboxing caught my attention, it seemed like the perfect game to take a look at to get me back in the swing of play, wait, or avoid. Soundboxing's gameplay consists of simply punching the notes as they approach you. The harder you punch the notes, the more score you get, and each consecutive hit increases your multiplier. Right off the bat, Soundboxing is a ton of fun because of how accessible it is to pretty much everyone who enjoys rhythm games, and because it makes you naturally want to dance. Oftentimes with note-based rhythm games like DDR or Guitar Hero, you only vaguely get a sense of actually doing the thing the rhythm game is based on. Soundboxing successfully uses the VR space and motion controls to create the sensation of dancing while still giving the players a clear set of notes to hit. In that respect, it is more of a hybrid between traditional rhythm games and games where you have to try to emulate real dance moves like Just Dance or Dance Central. Soundboxing's simplistic gameplay does have its positives and negatives. On one hand, the simplicity of the game allows you to easily jump in without any preparation or experience and immediately start having fun. It requires no tutorial or explanation, and in that sense, the simplicity is indicative of great game design. But how much fun you have is directly related to how much you enjoy dancing rather than how much you enjoy challenge. As someone who plays both precision rhythm games and realistic dancing rhythm games, Soundboxing is a fun midway point between these two styles, but it does cost the game quite a bit of depth. Soundboxing has no fail state. The only real challenge is trying to get a high score, which is incredibly easy in most cases. This results in the game being almost completely driven by your own desire to have fun with the music rather than building skill and technique. While for a lot of people this won't be a problem, the lack of a significant skill curve reduces the replayability of the game quite significantly. The thing that I enjoy most about all rhythm games, whether they be precision based or dancing based, is that the skill ceiling is pretty much insurmountable. While the VR aspect of Soundboxing does make it unique, that fact alone doesn't carry the game beyond the more established non-VR rhythm game franchises in terms of quality. That's not to say that there aren't some songs that are harder than others, but I have yet to find a song that I couldn't complete without only missing 5 or 6 notes even on the first try. So let's move on to Soundboxing's song library. Unlike Audio Shield, which is the current most popular Vive rhythm game available that uses an algorithm to determine where notes go, Soundboxing songs are all user created. Soundboxing connects with YouTube, so essentially any YouTube video can have a song created for it. If nobody has created a song for that specific video, it'll be up to you to do it. Initially, I was put off by this idea because when it comes to making beat maps for rhythm games, there's actually quite a bit of music theory that goes into making them work well. Combine that with the fact that any Vive game has a relatively small community of players, and you run into a situation where you'd think songs would be difficult to come by. But with Soundboxing, there's no complex out-of-engine editor like I initially expected. To make a beat map, you simply play the song freeform and it records your punches. The reason why this method works in Soundboxing when it would not work in most other rhythm games has to do again with being a hybridization of dancing and precision rhythm games. It allows players to make beat maps that work without relying too much on very precise timing. That being said, the quality of songs varies greatly depending on the person who made the song. Some people will simply shake their controllers to the beat, which can make for a generally boring experience, while the best beat maps have some level of choreography to them that naturally makes the song more fun to play. After attempting to make my own song a number of times, anytime I put a good amount of effort into actually dancing to the song, regardless of how bad at dancing I am, my beat maps turned out to be really fun to play. There is one minor flaw with the YouTube-based design in that you are reliant on YouTube streaming to even play the game. If you live in a country like Germany in which Gemma blocks a vast majority of music on YouTube, you'll be pretty much unable to play this game, and anyone without an internet connection is also going to be completely out of luck as well. Overall, the game's aesthetics are pretty plain looking, which in the context of a rhythm game is actually a good thing. The position and timing of the simple red and green notes are easy to distinguish for the most part, with the only time I had an issue being when the notes were closely overlapping. The robots in front of you repeat the dance moves of the original author, allowing you to see what they did to make the song. And with how realistic VR movements look, you can really tell how the author's dance moves line up with the notes. The menuing in the game is fairly good. You can quickly switch between daily, weekly, and monthly popular songs, or you can search for a song specifically. Going back to the generally small population of the Vive in the game, there are some problems in determining the actual quality of dance moves due to people giving higher ratings based on the song and not on the quality of the beat map. One part of the aesthetics I don't particularly like is the explosions. Now, I understand the theme of the game is fighting music, but when you're hitting a large amount of notes in an extremely short time, the explosions and shaking of the music video begins to be a bit much visually. Finishing up on aesthetics, there is actually a rather interesting external website associated with the game that allows you to see and share songs while also viewing the dance in a Unity web player. While it doesn't really add anything in-game, it's a really nice addition that allows users to share songs and look at leaderboards without actually having to go into VR. To improve the challenge of the game, I would like to see additional note types added. As it stands, the game only uses motion controls and ignores all the buttons on the Vive controller, which I feel could possibly be used to increase the difficulty of the game. In addition to the notes currently in the game, the developer could possibly add different color notes that appear when you punch while holding a trigger per se. While I'm not sure if this would actually work from a gameplay standpoint, all I'm trying to iterate here is that finding a way to up the game's skill ceiling is the main thing that Soundboxing needs to improve on in the future. At $8, Soundboxing is the cheapest VR rhythm game available, and I agree with the price point completely. The primary issue with the game's overall value is that it does lack some replayability, but at that price point you're still going to get more than your money's worth out of the game. Also, when comparing to the other rhythm games that are available, it is by far the best value in addition to being, in my personal opinion, the best overall VR rhythm game currently available. Soundboxing is a great game for rhythm fans that are looking for a fun, cheap game that encourages high energy improv style dancing. While it's not going to really challenge you at anywhere near the level of games like Guitar Hero and DDR do, it is a great VR party game and is a strong competitor against the auto-generated rhythm games like Audio Shield. I still think that games like Just Dance and Dance Central are fundamentally better rhythm games, but even so, the accessibility, the amount of fun, and the price point makes Soundbox a natural candidate for the verdict of play. The only people who should really wait or avoid this game are people looking for a little more of a developed and challenging rhythm game. Thank you for watching this episode of Play, Wait or Avoid. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more news, reviews, and other gaming commentary. Also, if you're already a subscriber, I'd like to say thank you for sticking around during my hiatus, and that I'm officially back in business with a lot of cool stuff planned for the next coming weeks. Starting this month, you can also optionally subscribe to my Patreon to get your name in the credits of my videos, get some cool Mooseman themed merchandise, or simply help me get funding for bigger and better videos in the future.